lovely ball. Now then, it's Salah, and he's got Luis Diaz in the middle. Goal!
I'm shining.
Okay, thank you, Eric. That was a bit of a teaser for you. Some of what you just saw there has already been built. Some of it's still in the works, but it gives you an idea of where we're going with our Sportsbook product. And we're excited about it. My name is Ben Colley. I look after the trading function here at Kindred. I'm some 20 years in online gambling now. My previous Kindred hat was being responsible for the business requirements and subsequent operations of the proprietary racing product that we heard a little about before. Last 2 years or so, I've been all about KSP, which is, of course, an extension of that core racing platform. So just to ease us into this, I wanted to put up some interesting tidbits. Now, these are direct quotes from large and listed operators when they're talking about owning their own tech stacks, or indeed the technological benefits of their M&A. Now, we are a part of this shift. We are a part of this movement. For Kindred, and in line with these trends, owning our own product is an absolute must. We've got a strong internal logic as to why we're now augmenting that capability on our racing platform to handle and own all of our sports betting globally, and we're well on track for that. So why is this a good idea for Kindred? Well, there are three overarching reasons here. You have revenue, you have control, and you have future-proofing. So firstly, revenue. Clearly, Sportsbook is a key revenue driver for the group. We all know that. And we see growth opportunities across all of our markets when we secure that end-to-end product ownership via KSP. I'll talk a bit about that. And as you'd expect, there is a robust and highly scalable financial model that props the whole thing up, and we'll hear more about that later on. So secondly, control. I mean, we're building this KSP on a largely legacy-free code base. The platform is state-of-the-art. It will be highly competitive on the global scale, but remaining at that hyper-local level that we do so well, and we will own it all. We'll be much closer to our customers. We'll be able to respond fast to emerging trends, to emerging requirements. We'll be able to keep our overall CX at the forefront of online sports betting as part of our broader product and customer experience strategy. And thirdly, future-proofing. Over the last few years, we've seen so much build or buy in our sector. Indeed, at Kindred, as we know, we built and launched our highly successful racing product. Now, that was built to ensure that the core components within that betting engine were effectively sports agnostic. What that translates to is us being ahead of the curve before we'd even started these efforts on KSP. So it's a shorter hop for us. I'm sorry. Apologies. And indeed, supplier security. This is key. Owning our own stuff is important. As we've seen, M&A activity has been rampant across our sector, and increasingly so in the B2B space. All this does is narrow options for us as operators. Now, KSP removes a lot of that risk. So that's our strategic approach, product and CX first. We believe it will add significant value to the group, and KSP is at the heart of this strategy. So I'm not going to surprise you with this next slide, but what are we building and how are we going to run it? So as we've heard, customer expectations are so much further forward today than they were just a few years ago. And yes, our industry, like so many that are driven in the tech sector, things have been added on, things have been patched in, they've been plugged in, often round the side, often on top of old monolithic stacks. Now, there is an ongoing cost to that. You're lugging around years of legacy code. Now, we don't have this burden. We're able to look to the future. we're able to build our sportsbook, embracing the latest in machine learning, in automation, in algorithmic decision-making and propensity modeling. And this is what we're doing right now. A few examples for you, something we call True Live. We see a great opportunity to evolve the in-play betting space. There's faster streams, faster data, faster technology in all of our pockets. We will remove the friction that is associated with in-play betting, sharpen up the whole experience by introducing a real-time relevance. Let's take football. Now, the match momentum never stands still. So why are we still insisting on presenting that same list of markets to all of our customers for 90 minutes plus of in-play betting opportunity? We already know that that doesn't suit everybody. Our data tells us that, so we're not going to. We're going to introduce a true live relevance to that in-play betting space. And we can take customer relevance further by using a multitude of algorithms. Depending on what's going on at any given time, our customers will get a unique experience, a one-off tailored to them. Now, this is blending personalized markets with high-profile events and the most suitable next-to-go betting proposition. Now, this will improve user engagement without getting in anyone's way. In other words, for us and for our customers, this is all upsides. Rewards. We all know how important rewards are. Now, on the KRP, the racing product, we have a great rewards engine that's already working very well, and we're building this out to function with our sports betting markets. This will give us the capability to offer bespoke and appropriate rewards to all, even in jurisdictions where rewards are more heavily restricted or just commercially inefficient. We can work with that. The integrated rewards engine will be a game changer for our marketing teams. They'll have a much bigger toolbox to work with. They're going to be able to run relevant campaigns in real time, at the right frequency, to the right customers, and bang on budget. So to make KSP work, we've needed to strengthen our skills. And as of 2020, we've started bringing these skills in-house. Data science, which you've heard of, and quant analytics. These are two growing departments dedicated to a big part of our underlying sportsbook strategy. Now, both are hugely data intensive, and for us, data means revenue. And I believe what we are doing in this space is going to have a huge impact. So, commoditizing data for growth. It sounds good, right? We're seeing the results that support that statement. A nice example at the top left there. So since the launch of our proprietary racing product, we've built and refined our propensity models. Now, these models identify customer value and fast. That's for good or for bad. And look how it's helped to boost our racing margins. Now, bear in mind, these are the same people. They're the same traders. They're the same risk analysts. Give or take a couple of bodies, it's exactly the same headcount. We heard Eric talk earlier about the racing KPIs. Well, that growth is alongside that significant gain in trading margin. Since then, we've been adapting these models to best fit our sportsbook customer base, and the results are looking good. We will incorporate all of our real-time customer sports data into other product and behavioral information. The result, we're going to improve the capability of what is already a highly accurate value forecasting device. Now, going further, I don't want to use all the traditional methods of customer-based management seen across our industry for decades, bundling players into vast cohorts, lucky to be ever reviewed again. This type of customer segmentation is fine for a balcony view, to get that at-a-glance report giving you a sense of how different segments are contributing to your margin. No problems with that. But it's nowhere near efficient enough to optimize on all of the potential headroom when it comes to managing your customers. Only smart data usage can do that. So what are we doing? Well, we are creating a high-resolution player ecology. Now, this means we will granularize our database into individual customers, each in a cohort of one, the profile properties of which are entirely defined by their preferences and behavior. Now, that's an incredible way to build revenue, but it doesn't stop there. We've heard today sustainability and player safety is key now and getting more and more important. they also rely on this type of early identification to succeed. And to paraphrase Neil, not every pound is equal. And finally, for this slide, we're already well underway in terms of building a highly relevant customer experience. I mentioned this earlier. It's a suite of algorithms working in like a ranking policy. They take as much data as they can, they crunch it in real time, and they present the most logically appealing option at that moment. We're talking about a well-balanced and nuanced presentation depending on the who, the what, and the when. And as we've already heard today, there are other product verticals already benefiting from this technology. So, quants. So we've already got a team of quant analysts. For us, they're all about predictive modeling and algorithmic decision-making. But they go way beyond simply pricing up football matches. They also work in derivative markets, in related markets. They look at niche sports. They support point-of-sale components such as Bet Builder, Cash Out, Edit Bet. They're all over novel market types, algorithmic trading strategies, automation, and it goes on. It's fairly boundless stuff, in fact. Anything or anyone that makes decisions based on data can be empowered by these types of models or algorithms. And they can be empowered by them to the point of automation. And what does automation mean? It means consistency and it means efficiency. So combining the capabilities of our quant and data science teams, we expect 3 key outcomes. Number 1, a smoother and more predictable ARPU. Number 2, a consistent betting experience for our customers. And number 3, the ideal springboard for scale. Now looking further ahead, and this is an approach that we believe can add value across the broader business, not just empowering decisions, but taking them in the moment with effective data usage. It comes down to degrees of freedom. How much power do we really want to give to the machines? We'll leave that as an open question for now, but this is an exciting step change in terms of the future, in terms of driving efficiency, driving consistency, and driving growth. So where are we now? Let's take a look at the present. Some progress headlines for you. As you would expect, I'm sure, we're already working with real-life, real-time sports feeds and trading signals. So if you were there, you could go into our development environment and you can navigate around. You'll see the football, the tennis, the basketball, and that's in both our client and our trading platform. Secondly, and this was a whacking great milestone that we completed in Q2 of this year, we are already processing real money bets. Now, it's our money, but it's real money. This means the end-to-end bet lifecycle capability already exists on the KSP. So we're talking bet acceptance, the trading engine, resulting, settling, and reconciling returns. Or in other words, we've already got a sportsbook. 3, so we're continuing to build our dedicated tech and ops teams. We're already well ahead year-to-date 22 than we were full year 21. And we're tracking along nicely. Now, bear in mind, these people are being poured on top of the original KRP, the racing platform developers. So it's a function of substance now. All our major milestones have been hit so far, and as we report to the governance group every month, we are firmly in the green. We're in great conversations with both tier 1 and more niche solutions-based suppliers. And of course, by diversifying our supply partners, we can get to that industry-leading breadth of coverage fast. All to deliver that exquisite sports betting experience localized across our markets. So let's take a look at the timings. So the shape of this chart here is designed with the fastest returns in mind. Right now, we're of course in the product development period, and this will take us to a 23-24 tipping point where we've identified when we can launch in the most markets in the least time. We then quickly roll into our .local markets. That's designed in such a way that we take care of the compliance and regulation licensing requirements in the least burdensome markets first. And once completed, we accelerate again into new feature generation, local wish lists, and so on. Now remember, this is built to be robust. We have options, we have pivot points, we have flexibility. If we need to make a change of course, we can do so, but it will always be with the best ROI in mind. So let me summarize 3 things I'd love for you to take away today when thinking about the KSP. Number 1, complete control. It gives us obvious benefits. It means we can leverage Kindred scale and expertise to do things smartly and effectively with data and quality at the core. Now, this means we end up giving our customers exactly what we want in a safe and sustainable manner. Number 2, Sportsbook is the missing piece of the proprietary puzzle here at Kindred. Now, once we're up and running, we close that loop and ensure significantly better protection against supplier volatility. And finally, of course, our models show excellent financial prospects for our operating sportsbook margins, and Johan, our CFO, will talk about that a little later on. It would be remiss not to remind you at this point that it is already running in the background, and while we carry on building the product up to that industry-leading standard that both we, our customers, and you expect from us, it's just worth remembering that fundamentally, we're already processing real money bets on real-life betting events and markets. So that is it from me. Thank you for listening. It is, of course, your understanding and support of Kindred that keeps us out ahead. We are rather excited about the future of Sportsbook here at Kindred. I hope that you are too. And on that note, I would introduce you to the CEO of Relax Gaming, Simon Hammond.